A Wisconsin state senator has entered the race for governor, becoming the third Democrat for entering the primary. Kelda Roys launched her campaign today. She is currently in the state Senate representing the city of Madison. She was in the state assembly from 2009 to 2013. Roys ran for an open congressional seat in 2012, but was beaten by Mark Pocan. Then she was elected to the state Senate in 2020. We sat down with her to hear more about why she decided to run for governor.
Our next governor is going to have a real opportunity to change the trajectory of this state. For 30 years, we have been strangling our schools and local governments and depriving people of the resources that they need to thrive. If we're going to change course, we need a governor who knows how to get things done in any legislative environment, and that's what I've been doing, delivering for over 20 years.
As a lawmaker, Roys has been an outspoken defender of abortion rights and union rights. Here's a look at the other candidates running besides Roys. She will face off against Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez and Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley in the primary. And to see our Wisconsin Bureau Chief's interviews with the Republican candidates, businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman, you can head to our website, WMTV15news.com.